Let's go.
Dr. Rosie Milligan, one of the most sought-after speakers on the circuit today. Her live internet talk show, Express Yourself, is the most provocative, thought-provoking, and talked-about radio show on the internet. There's no holds barred, and Dr. Milligan puts the B in bold. She brings it every Tuesday live at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Rosie has been proclaimed the most provocative female writer of the century. Her books include Satisfying the Black Man and Black Woman Sexually Made Simple, Why Black Men Choose White Women, and the book Nigga Please. These books have raised eyebrows across the country. She has authored 21 books and published 350 titles for authors nationwide. Check Dr. Rosie out at drrosie.com for her books, articles, and archives of her internet talk show. Sit at the feet of wisdom. Dr. Milligan is indeed a timekeeper and scorekeeper. She is the clock, calendar, and almanac for Black America. You need to hear her.
California, and it's raining all over the world, snowing all over the world. But anyway, we are having a sunny day. Had a lot of rain. You listen to the Express Yourself Hour. I am your host, Dr. Rosie Milligan, coming to you always live. That's how we do it. With nothing but straight talk up in here. That's how we do it around here. My co-host is the wonderful, the fabulous Mr. Keith Swanson. He's been referred to as the invisible man. Everybody keep looking for him. They haven't caught him. I had a whole lot of money on the table for the first person who catch Keith and called me and said, I got him. Y'all should recognize his voice. He's among you all the time. But we got to December 31st, that pot goes down to zero. Goes down to zero. Wow. They're about to break my bank account. I'm glad they didn't catch you, Keith, but it would have been fun, you know. So how you doing today, Keith?
I'm doing well, Dr. Rosie, and we needed the rain. Are we still in a drought?
Oh, yeah, we still in. It's going to take more than that to bring us out, and everything growing but the grass. Ain't nothing becoming my yard but weeds. I don't understand how come weeds can come up, but the grass won't come up. I don't understand that.
The weeds are like black folks. We tougher. It can't kill us.
Okay, I can understand that. But you guys, we have a great show for you today. My other co-host is Shawana Bordenay. She's the real estate guru, and she'll probably be joining us later. She's probably like showing a house, selling a house, buying a house. She's doing something to a house. I mean, that's the way she rolls. And today we have a great show. I think we have a show that's so important. And by popular demand, we were asked to repeat this show and to bring, I call Doris Madam C.J. Walker, you guys. I mean, that's who she is to me. She's absolutely incredible. Miss Doris Mosley is a cosmetologist, a trichologist. I know some of y'all don't know what that is. She'll tell you, okay? She's an educator, lecturer with 47 years in cosmetology industry. She's the founder of the largest hair show in Southern California. Good morning, Madam CJ.
Rose, I had to look in the mirror and see who were you talking about. I am excited, though, to be on your show this morning. You know, I love you so much. I've known you for years. You didn't even know I was in the audience, but I was there. And you are amazing, and I appreciate you.
Oh, I thank you. I appreciate you. And we need you now more than ever before. I'm telling you. Because when we look at the hair care industry, we know it's a $7 billion industry, and it's because of some things that, you know, our people don't know. We got to, from an economic standpoint, we're going to have to look at some things different. So today, folks, we're going to talk about 5 reasons Black women are losing their hair and how to restore their hair loss. And Sunday, I might as well put it out there now, Sunday, Miss Doris is going to present a free, did you guys hear what I said? A free seminar on hair growth and hair restoration. That's this Sunday, December 18th. She will perform a hair scalp and hair analysis. And you guys, it is so awesome when you look with that microscope and you can see the pores, how is clouded. I mean, it'll blow your mind. And, if call for an appointment or just come on down. The number you can call is 323-750-3592. It's going to be at Classic One Herbs and Books. That's 1425 West Manchester, Suite D, LA 90047. That's from 2 to 5, right, Doris?
Yes, yes.
And we are going to be, I mean, it's so much fun. Our people learn so much. So we're going to have to learn how to do something because too many people are losing their hair. And when they do, they get into wigs and, well, Doris will tell you why they lose it. Cause some of them lost it because of the wig. They wore them so long.
Exactly.
Jada
So,
Pinkett.
you're going to get slapped. Okay, now somebody's going to get slapped around here talking about hair. But so, Doris, it's so good I just love every time I see you do that and every time I hear you talk about it, it just brings so much knowledge. And my heart just goes out for people who are really struggling with this thing called hair. One lady told me, well, your hair is your glory. I said, girl, go somewhere and sit down. Your money is your glory. You better try to get some money in your pocketbook and stop spending all that money on hair. And I'm just saying. So, Doris, let's talk to us. Why are Black women losing their hair? And can it be restored? And if it's not restored, you still need to feel beautiful. That's all I want to say. So, Doris, take it off.
Thank you, Dr. Milligan. I am so excited, first of all, just to be a part of your radio show this morning and also to talk to the audience about hair loss. Alopecia is the medical term for baldness. Let's start there because a lot of people don't really know what alopecia really was until that famous slap that happened on the awards. And then their eyes start to open and ears start to open up to listen, because there's a difference in hearing something and listening to something. And so alopecia right now is an epidemic. We are losing hair at record numbers simply because, as you said, there's 5 reasons, but there's actually 6 main reasons why people are losing their hair. And we work with a company, and I want to put it out there right now, that has gotten to
Loser? Okay, I guess she was on a roll. Like Dr. Rosie said, the devil.
Okay, the technician get her right back. You know what I always say when we really talk about something that's important to empower the people? I always say the devil show his business. Yeah, but he's not going to stop us because we're going to get her right back because she's going to talk about this because we're coming up to the holidays when people are feeling a lot of times there's a lot of depression. More people admitted to
please leave your message for 3109
because of depression, low self-esteem, not feeling good about themselves. And a lot of people really tie their self-worth into their hair, Keith. They really do, Some people...
especially with social media.
Forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Yeah, sometimes they just don't.
Yeah, social media is actually increasing that because with the makeup, the hair, and all that kind of stuff, and you have to look a certain way. Everybody has to look like a movie star. Otherwise, you don't want to be on social media like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. So everybody's trying to get that look, that movie star look. And hair is a big part of it.
Hello, we got Doris back. Okay, Doris.
Somehow I got kicked off. That's unfortunate. The devil is busy, We don't want to get out there, but we're going to knock the devil down and keep on moving.
Okay.
Got to keep the devil way down in the hole, okay?
And Doris, we were just saying that how the holidays come up, people are feeling down, depressed. More people are admitted to mental institutions during the holiday season, and we were talking about how people tend to tie their self-worth, their feeling, their hair, and how they look, self-image into. They put more into it, seemingly during the holiday than any other time. So it's a good time for women to know that wherever you are on this journey, it's okay. But you can look forward to having a better day for yourself. So go ahead and talk to us, Doris.
Yes, yes. And like I was saying, alopecia became, everybody started opening their eyes and ears after that famous slap.
Right.
But alopecia's been around for a while, and that is the medical term for baldness. And there's 3 types of alopecia. And I want you guys to start just looking as you travel through this journey. There's alopecia areata. That means that there's circular patches, and it's less unattended, and they connect. You can end up with alopecia totalis, which is no hair on the head, entire head, as well as the eyelashes and eyebrows sometimes get affected by this. And then you have alopecia universalis. There's no hair on the entire body. So there's 6 reasons why people are losing their hair. Let's look at one, and that is stress. Now, stress, we all are stressing to a degree. There's so many things that are going on in this world today that give us many reasons why we are stressing out. But you cannot let stress, you got to get a hold of it. It's how you deal with stress. And then we do excessive brushing. Although brushing is healthy, excessive brushing is not, because brushing stimulates the blood circulation. And that's what we need to get to those follicles, to nourish them, because blood nourishes those follicles. Then we have chronic illness. So many of us today are suffering from different illnesses, and a lot of it is chronic. Then we have trauma. We have a lot of trauma. Nowadays, you hear all on the news what is happening to people, which is along with causing us to be more stressful. Mm-hmm. Then you have traction alopecia. Traction alopecia is where the hair is being stressed out. A lot of traction alopecia is happening today because of improper weave application, wearing wigs all the time. It's causing friction. Friction causes breakage. We continue to wear this. We continue to stress our hair with the tight braiding, the tight ponytails, and all of that is just causing traction. If you continue to wear those styles and not change them, you will end up with absolutely permanent baldness, permanent alopecia, especially in the areas where I have seen women who braids started behind the ear because they have no hair in the hairline to begin. And if you want to know where your hairline should be, place your little finger over your eyebrows, close down all of your fingers, and where your pointing finger land is where your hairline should be. If it's not there, you know that you are losing your hairline. Then we have diet. You are what you eat. You don't plant corn and look for tomatoes to grow. And some people say, well, I pray over my food. You can pray over it. I won't say don't, but let me tell you, when it hits the body, it's going to do what it does. And that means if you eat sugar, you eat a lot of carbohydrates, you're going to end up with inflammation. Inflammation causes problems, and it ended up with hair loss. Then you have medical. Dealing with medical, there could be medications involved. A lot of medications that we take causes hair loss. Now, I'm never going to say stop taking your medicine. One stylist said that in an audience I was teaching it. She said, I told my client, this client was a diabetic. She said, I told my client to stop taking that medicine because it was taking out her hair. I said, well, she'll end up in a casket with a head full of hair. Do not advise anyone to stop taking their meds because you know they're medicine that's taking their hair out. Also, dealing with chemotherapy, a lot of people now, cancer is just running rapid. We don't know where it came. All of a sudden, it just peaked its ugly head and just going crazy. Yeah. But I interviewed an oncologist, and I asked the oncologist, when do a person cellular level? So that's, where it started. We have to deal with it for the time being, but your hair do grow back. It grows back like it's from a baby stage. So those are the things that, we have to look into, but always check with your doctor. Your doctor is going to tell you what you need to do to get off the meds. That's what you need to do. But do not accept that from a non-medical person, especially your doctor. Then we have the health. we have a lot of health reasons why. We have menopause. I don't know why it's called menopause when it's on ladies, but it
It
is.
should
They
be
call it
women
menopause.
pause, huh?
I know. I never understood that, but we
Maybe,
dealing with
maybe
it.
that's because we put men on pause when you're going through it with them hot flashes.
Maybe so, Doc. Maybe so. And then we have poor blood circulation. I always tell
Yeah.
stylists, when you lay a client back into the bowl, look at their ankles. If their ankles are all swollen up, that means their blood circulation is poor. And so, you may need to mention a little bit to them about that. But that is one of the reasons. And we know that blood nourishes the follicle. Blood is not getting to the follicle properly. That means they're going to have some hair issues. And you also have genetics. If your mother lost her hair early, that's a good possibility. If your dad was the one, that's another possibility. But if they both was, it's going to be accelerated for you. So you want to get in front of that. You don't want to wait until it happens, because most people really don't realize they're losing their hair until they're 51% on the losing side. But we, Dr. Milligan and I, work with a company that we feel has gotten to the root of the problem, and I'm going to share that with you before I get off the phone, because I am a product of the product. And also environment. The environment plays a big part. Most of us don't get vitamin D from the natural source, because when we do walk outside, we're covered up. We're covered up with a wig. We're covered up with a weed. So the sun can't naturally get to where it needs to be. And we also have product out there that they won't even let into California because of it tears up the ozone layer. So all of that is affecting us when it comes to hair loss. We are saying, when you go to the doctor and the doctor say to you, you have alopecia, don't just accept that. You want to get to the root of the problem. You just don't want to walk out there and say, did you know the doctor said I have alopecia? Because I get that from clients because I send them to the derm. But I want them to come and tell me why. What is the root of your alopecia? Because if left unattended, it could end up with universalis. And those are autoimmune deficiencies, but you got to know what's really going on. And we work with a company that we feel, it's a cannabis company, that's gotten to the root of the problem. I am a product of the product. I was diagnosed with CCCA, and let me just tell you what it is. In the top of the head, a lot of, especially women of color, deals with this. It's where the hair starts to thin in the top. That's the first one. That's the central. That's the first C. Centrifugal, meaning that's the second C that is starting to spread out. Cicatricial means it is inflammation, it's scar tissue, and the A, of course, is alopecia. So we have to deal with that. And you know what the dermatologists have found it comes from? Hot combs. It comes from relaxers, chemical straighteners. It comes from color. Wow. When I heard that, and also fibroid tumors. When I heard that, I was just floored, because I was like, I've used a little of all of that. So we have a product called hemp powered hair. And Sunday, when you come out, I'm going to scan your scalp to let you see exactly what's going on. And like Dr. Milligan said, there's a lot of clogged pores out there. There's inflammation. And we got to get to the root of all of this and stop this. So we have an oil called hemp powered hair oil, and it's from Wakana. They're located out of Chicago. Excellent company. Started by 4 African-American women who wanted to get to the root of the problem, and they have. We don't guarantee nothing, okay, because we don't know what you're doing with your lifestyle. But I know I felt it had to work for me in order for me to share it. And when you come on Sunday to meet Dr. Milligan and I and a few other people that's going to be there with their testimonies, you will have the opportunity to see it for yourself. Because now they got a new thing about relaxers being part of ovarian cancer. And they're saying it's from the Caucasian side. Now, we know that is being interpreted wrong. White Caucasians don't use chemical straighteners, but they do use other type of chemicals that could be causing them to have ovarian cancer. And its record number, I don't know. But I did some investigating, and chemical straighteners is for people who have kinky hair and they want to straighten their hair out. Now, it's time for us to live in our truth. Whatever type of hair you have, embrace it. Be okay with it. If you're looking at commercials now, all you see basically women of color wearing their natural texture hair. It's beautiful. And that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to start living our truth, because along the way, trying to be somebody else, we have lost a lot of hair. Some of us have even lost ourselves in all of it. So we want you to come out on Sunday from 2 to 5. It costs you absolutely nothing. I'm not going to even charge you to analyze your scalp and hair. I want you to get to the bottom of this. I want us, the company that we work with, Wakana for Life, they have gotten to the bottom of it. Yes, we're going to have product there, so you don't have to walk away saying, I wish they had something there I could have gotten that. We want you to start right now where you are. Let's reverse this alopecia. This is a $70 billion industry, as Dr. Milligan said earlier. Do you want a part of it? Do you want to be a part of it? Or you want to just sit back and watch it happen? It's going to happen. Trust me, it's going to happen. I'll take questions, Dr. Milligan.
Well, let me give them the number. The number to call Doris, call his 310-928-7733. That's 310-928-7733. If you're at work and you don't want the folks to know what you're doing, just email Innerlight, I-N-N-E-R, Innerlight Radio, Innerlight Radio at yahoo.com. Doris, I really appreciate so much. And I want people to know when they're going through this process with possibly, losing their hair, the hair is shredding, be comfortable with yourself while you're working on, getting to restoring it. That's what Doris is going to talk about Sunday, how to restore your hair. Because some people, they get everything on the market. Everybody come by and tell you something. When you start having hair challenges, everybody have an answer for you. And you end up using all these different products, product after product on top of product. So I suggest that you find something and work with it and be patient during the process of hair growth. You can't just keep slapping that wig back on it. You need to feel good in the skin you're in and in the hair you're in, and just be patiently. You can get it back.
Exactly. And Dr. Milligan, it took me 2 months for me to start seeing the difference. And 8 months later, I had my hair back. So I'm saying it's not a microwavable fix. It didn't happen overnight, and it's not coming back overnight. It was a gradual process that we probably didn't pay attention to. And also, we have to know that when we do purchase any product, it's not going to work in the bottle, and it's not going to work on the shelf. It's only going to work when you apply it to the challenged area. And that's what is so great about Wakana. They have something that really works. And I know because I get a lot of testimonies. And so we're excited about that. And Sunday, when you come, I'm going to share even more, answer questions, just share what's going on. And I'm like Dr. Milton said, I've been in the industry. I'm into my 49th year and cosmetology for all that time. And then I joined the trichology world, which cosmetology deals with the beautification of the hair, skin, and nails. And the trichologist deals with the conditions and the disease of the hair and scalp. So we come a long ways, but we have a long ways to go. And I feel that this is a movement that we're in, and Dr. Milligan don't play when it comes to getting the job done. That's why I'm glad I'm on her team. So let's make it happen. We're in the fourth quarter of the year, and in the fourth quarter we win.
Wow. So just come into the new year really feeling good about yourself. I am using the product, and the product is really, restoring my hair. I had been in braids, and the final person I had to work on my hair, she said, well, I'm going to put I guess it's called a cradle, a cap or something, Doris, kind of like a net that she was going to put in the top. And where that net was, it just eventually went bald in that spot, And then I had someone else who knew how to take out the lock. See, and I went to her, and the little bit I did have, she kind of pulled that out, okay? But I was determined that I was not going to be, not disappointed. I was not going to let it bother my self-esteem. In fact, I just started standing up taller, You just got to feel good about yourself. The reason it's important, because I tell people, you need to think about, if you wake up one morning, you had cancer or had to have treatment, and all of your hair came out, are you going to feel less than you felt before that happened? I want women to really understand that they should feel beautiful, how whatever life throws you, it doesn't change who you are. I mean, hair shouldn't make you. As Doris said, we make hair. Doris make wig. We make hair, okay? So hair doesn't make you. You should feel beautiful, and you work with what you have. You just learn how to style it, how you want to do it, and just go on with life, because women are stressing out too much about this thing called hair.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And a sad part about it, Doc, they're wearing it 30, they're adding hair 30 inches. I've seen it down to the ankles. Now, hair does not grow like that. I haven't seen people with straight hair to the ankles, but there may be some out there, just haven't seen them. But when you add that length of hair to your hair, stressing out your follicles, which when you lose a follicle, I call that a follicle hysterectomy. It's not coming back. It's like it's dead. You cannot resurrect the dead. When you lose a follicle, you've lost a strand that will not return. So why do you put the hair on down to your butt, down to your knees, down to your ankle? I cannot believe sometimes, but I see that, and I just laugh and chuckle and say, my God, it won't be long. And then you have the children. Parents are putting the children that take care of plastic, that's what it is, it's plastic, into their hair, causing traction alopecia on the little kids. They're not going to have hair when they grow up, and they're going to be upset with their parents. So please, you guys, think about it. Let's start living in our truth. Let's be happy with what we have. Let's go back. Look in the history books. Our parents didn't have that, and they had strong hairlines. Hairlines today, the wind blows, the wig slip back because there's nothing to attach it to unless it's glued down. That's not good. I mean, it's just not good. Let's get back on track, you guys.
And I think the main thing for people to have to understand is not overnight. You can get a wig and slap it on overnight, but you're not going to slap your hair back on overnight. So just work with it. And there's so many products out there on the market. People are so confused. They don't know what to do. They're told they need to put a lot of grease. Their scalp needs to be oil every day. Let's talk about, what about some of the products? I'm not naming any product. I'm just talking about in general, for people who think they have to have a lot of oil, or people who think they need to wash it every day. And I think that has a lot to do with, how we treat our hair. Because I know a lot of people got into braiding. And Doris, I hate to say this, I remember when they was saying that should be some type of regulation and license for people doing braids, when Black folks really got into wearing the braid, Keith, So we was arguing with the people. They learned how to do it in their kitchen. Black folks just innately, they know how to do hair. Why should they go to school? Why should they get a license? And I'm so sorry that I fought for that movement, because the worst thing happened when we wanted people to just do hair without having any knowledge about it. That's why a lot of these black women are bald-headed today. That's why they're in wigs and weaves today, because of all them braids from somebody who sat in their kitchen and got on the doll and practiced and so they could make some braids and it was cute. You know, that began the downfall.
And I was on the other end of that spectrum, Dr. Milligan. I was going to Sacramento with a team, and we were fighting against what you was fighting for, because we said they need to know what they're working on before they work over it.
Yeah.
If they had more knowledge about what was happening beneath the scalp, they would have probably been a little more gentle and a little more understanding. I went to a factory that made hair, the braided hair. And on one side of it, that was little tiny plastic. On the other side, when it came out as hair. Mm-hmm. My mouth flew open because I knew that plastic was going to bite into the natural fibers of our hair and cause us to have a lot of issues. Yeah. And guess what? Fast forward, that's what we have. But and it didn't happen because one of the senators said exactly what you said, Rosie, that this, braiding came from our history. Our parents didn't have to go to school, but they didn't know the material was changing. They didn't know the technique was changing. Yeah, we used to get our hair braided every Sunday. Mama used to braid our hair. And it's a young lady that's coming out with a book called Black Hair Talk. See, we don't listen to our hair, and it's a great book that's coming. So Carlos Fox is the author. And so just look out for it. I mean, there's a lot of information out there today, but for some, it's a little late. And for some, if you listen to your hair, you will have hair tomorrow.
Again, you can call 310-928-7733. We have a lot of listeners. I guess they just want to listen. I guess it's like sometimes when people in church and the pastor say, y'all ain't saying that. The people say, I'm trying to listen. Okay. So I think that's what's happening today, because restoration is possible. It is possible, but don't be impatient. People just want to, I use this product for 2 months, so next month they done jumped on something somebody else told them. Because, I was a victim of, everybody come by telling you something when you start losing your hair. Well, girl, use this. This worked wonders on mine. I mean, your chemistry is different. Your stressor is different. So what worked on one person may not work on you. But you can't every other week change up to a different product. And that's what a lot of people are doing. And what causes that pores to be so clogged, Doris, in the first place?
A lot of it is product, and some people, dead cells come faster than others, which is just what we call dandruff, which is not dandruff. Dandruff, first of all, it's not contagious, but your skin cells accelerate that. That clogs your pores. Then the product that you use clogs pores. And when your pores are clogged, being that skin is the largest organ of elimination, you can't get toxins out. And when you can't get the toxins out, that means you can't get anything in. And then you end up having folliculitis. It can be a sick follicle. It could be a follicle that's on its way out, which you don't want. So we have to, and when you come on Sunday, I'm going to share some treatments and some techniques that you can do to help get rid of those clogged pores. And this does not get rid of them through regular shampooing. It does not work. So I'm going to share, come out Sunday, and you get a lot of other information that we're going to share with you. We're going to show you, and we're going to make sure that you leave equipped to make some changes, providing you want to make changes. Hair only grows 6 inches a year.
Wow. Well, how often should a person wash their hair? I've had people having this conversation.
Well, you know what? Some people shampoo every day. That means they don't have the same styling techniques that others have. Because I know right now, I could shampoo mine every day because of the way I'm wearing my hair. Once a week depending on your styling technique, it's great to shampoo it. Some people say, well, I shampoo my hair once a month. No, once a month is not enough because of the way your skin cells accelerate or the way they come to the top of the surface. You need to get that off because then you got itchy scalp. You got all that. And when your scalp is itching, most of the time you grab anything to eliminate that itchiness, which is not good because your follicles lie about 0.3 millimeters beneath the epidermis. And so you want to make sure you don't want to damage those follicles. So I would say for people who have to style their hair, blow dry, thermally texturize, or whatever you're doing, once a week is good. Every 2 weeks, some people are on, not bad, but you need to, really pay attention to what's going on with your hair. And you want to deep cleanse those pores. You want to cleanse a shaft. And so if you had a hairstylist, like, say, for instance, Oprah did her hair every day she filmed. But look who that was, and look how beautiful her hair was. So it depends on the person and their style, their end styling techniques. But at least every 2 weeks, you should be cleansing that scalp. A healthy scalp means you have healthy hair.
Well, Doris, a question a lot of people I know when they start thinning, their hair has not fallen out, but it's thinning. Does that mean a lot of follicles have died, and that's why they are not coming back? And does the thinning come from follicle death?
Yes, exactly. Thinning comes from follicle death, and it could be follicle sickness. Could be folliculitis, which you need to tune into that because hair grows through 3 phases. You have the anagen phase, which is getting a lot of blood supply, which it could stay in that stage for at least 6 to 7 years. You want it to stay there because that's where hair is growing. Then it transitions over to the catagen stage. That's where it starts losing blood supply, and that's in the resting stage. And then it transitions over to the telogen stage. That's fallout. And you have telogen fallout, and you're going to shed. You're going to shed. That's a normal process. You shed anywhere from 50 to 100 strands a day. But if it becomes telogen and fluvian, that means excessive. You got hair on your shoulders. You got hair in the sink. You got hair on the floor of the shower. That is excessive. You don't want to get in that stage. And that's why in the product, the hemp-powered hair oil, we have an oil in there. A clove is one of the oils in there that helps slow down shedding. But if left unattended, Dr. Milligan, it's going to continue to shed because you haven't gotten to the root of the problem.
Right. I noticed at the last seminar you did a scalp analysis for some of the men who were in attendance. I'm saying that to let men that you're welcome to. And we do have men attend our seminar, and their scalp wasn't looking too good. In fact, we had a couple of young men had already started losing their hair. Remember that?
Exactly.
And they were under 30, and the other one in the early 40s.
Right. And then there's the alopecia from fungal thrombosis alopecia, where the person don't have any hair. It's slick across the front. And that is the issue. I have a dermatologist that I work real close with, Dr. Marcia Bland. She's in Inglewood. I think all of my clients there who are in question, I'm not a doctor. I cannot diagnose. Okay? So I'll send them there for them to get the diagnosis from her, and then we can work it together to put them on regimens and treatment that has been proven to work. But again, we don't guarantee anything. I don't know about the doctor, but I don't guarantee anything because I don't know your habits of how you live your life. And again, remember, you are what you eat. And if you're eating great, it's not only going to help your hair, but it's going to help your overall health of your body.
And also the amount of water you're drinking. Some people just dry all over. I mean, they don't drink water. And I mean, that impacts their skin. So certainly it impacts their hair and their hair growth for it being healthy or not.
That's correct. Our body's like 85 to 90% water, and if you're not putting water in on a daily basis, you're supposed to be drinking at least half of your body weight in ounces. And if you're not drinking water, it starts to deplete its own moisture, and then you start to dehydrate. It's just so much that is involved now in hair restoration, and we just got to get on our own regimen and know what works for us. Like Dr. Middleton said, what works for me might not work for you or might work at a slower pace. But we have so many testimonies, and that's why we are excited about this. We want to share. You go to a good restaurant, you eat a good meal, what you do? You come out, you share, you tell people. You don't get a dime. But if you work along with us, it'll change not only your financial status, but it'll change your health and your wealth and your legacy. And that's what it's about.
Well, Doris, isn't there a lot of men, they may be bald, but Keith, you can talk to this. Do they mind being bald, or they just, their hair start coming out and they just go ahead and shave it all off? What do they do? When I see men that's totally bald, how do they get bald like that? Do they go ahead and cut it all off? And
yeah, they normally just cut it off and shave it all off. But there's a new movement about men caring about their hair, and there's some people actually gluing pieces to their skin so they can. Yeah, they call them man weaves, where they actually glue. Where they actually glue hair pieces to their skin and they cut it to where it looks like a normal haircut. But so there is a movement amongst men to trying to keep and restore their hair. In fact, Joe Evans' brother just wrote in, said, "Does your guest have products for men? I want to see if I can grow my afro back. I don't care if it's gray. I just want my hair back." So there is a vanity movement amongst men to actually keep their hair. Yeah.
And keep among men with the beards too. A lot of men, the athletes and the actors are, wearing these nice thick beards. Some of them, they're using products that try to make that beard come back. We have that also. Also, they're putting hair in their beards to make it fit. They're adding hair to their hair, like you said, you call it man weaves.
It's called man weaves, yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive. It's not cheap. It's expensive. They can be spending $300, $400, $500 to get this man weave.
You know what's driving? You know what's driving this, right?
What?
Is that online dating? Because many people are not meeting in person, so how you look and your hair and your appearance is probably more important when people swipe right or swipe left and pick you as far as one to go on a date. So dating apps and social media actually driving all this.
Wow.
And when we get to see him in real person, it looks nothing like that picture.
Well, you got to get picked first, Doris. You don't get picked. You don't get picked. You never get to meet.
Well, Keith, let me ask you this. Now, from a man's standpoint, how do you feel about women in their hair? What does hair mean to you as a man? And Joe, average brother, call up here and talk to us about how you feel about women in their hair. I mean, are you more attracted to a woman with hair? Is she more sexy with hair? Do you get your kick by running your hand through her hair?
I think women are more obsessed with their hair than men are with women's hair. And men will just want men will prefer a bald woman that has a healthy weight and healthy body than a woman that doesn't take care of her body but has a weave or an attractive hairstyle. And that's, I've seen that many times. Women think that if I can ignore my body, ignore my weight, ignore my health, and I can just put on a hairstyle and a man will be attracted to me, which is the exact opposite. Your hair is supposed to reflect the health of your body. And when a man sees that the health of your body and the health of your hair don't match, okay, then there's something wrong. So, but men, for the most part, men don't really care about a woman's hair. If she's got whether it's braids, whether it's a short haircut, if it matches her face and matches her style, men can rock with it. But
I wish somebody would go on Channel 2 and tell these women this, because I'm telling you,
Hey,
I think it was on Clubhouse. I heard men talking about that same thing, Doris. But
yeah,
women,
yeah.
somehow they have a whole different notion. They think that's really what men
You,
want. That's really what attracts them.
you know what they're looking at? Okay, they're looking at these so-called Instagram models
Mm-hmm.
that make a lot of money, and they think that they become an icon to men. Okay, but the thing is, those are pictures. All that makeup and hair and all the glued on attachments that they have are to attract a certain image. But those, and I've heard a lot of men, that wealthy men, have actually flown these Instagram models out and sent them back because their in person image didn't match the picture. But when women see that and see all this attention going toward these women, and they want to look like that, the picture that they see.
Wow. Keith, I
And
think we
Dr.
have
Miller,
something on the board. Go ahead.
I had to chuckle a little bit when you say the men be running their hands through their hair. No, they be running their
No, they do not.
hands they be along the way.
You know what?
Track to
I
track
guess they
to
better not, because they don't know if it's going to come off or not. I guess.
track. In their hand, come off in their hand.
Ooh, no, they don't know. You're gonna draw back enough. Try to run your hand through a woman hair.
I never thought about it. I guess
But,
the man really have to be careful about
Oh,
how
don't.
he play with the woman's hair.
The women treat their hair like blue suede shoes. You can do anything you want, but don't touch my hair.
Well,
but you know
guys,
what? I just say to everyone, live your truth. If you're happy with hair down to wherever, then that's you.
Mhm.
If you're happy with your own hair looking great, although it's natural, you want to have it still looking good, that's your truth.
Mhm.
Just like you said, Dr. Milliken, be happy with who you are. And if that
Right.
makes you happy, hey, I am a hairstylist. I will try to talk you out of it. But if you insist on getting it, I do know how to do it, and I will do it. But I will let you know the backstory. I will let you know, because that's what I'm about. That's my life. That's how I make my living. But I will let you know. And if you say, Doris, I'm okay with that. One lady said, I ain't never going to wear my natural hair again. I'm gonna So that was like, okay. But, the hairstylists that are listening, learn the proper way to install so you don't cause traction alopecia. Hair is going to grow in. That's all I'll say to you. Learn, get the knowledge.
And we have a caller in a comment, but one thing I want to ask you is the Jada Pinkett thing. Is it natural, or is it traction alopecia that she suffered from? Because that was the biggest question.
I think she might have had a little of both.
Okay.
I think it might have started out with traction and ended up with necessity. That it just went on.
Okay.
But it's hard to tell unless I can see a close-up picture, because when men have androgenetic baldness, male pattern baldness,
right,
it's slick. So some people say, Doris, how can I tell if my follicles are dead? You will have a slick baby bottom look.
Mm-hmm.
If your follicle is still alive, you will have fuzz. You would have little perk holes in the scalp.
Mm-hmm.
That's a chance that it'll come back. But if you have that baby bottom slick look like Kojak, it's over.
It's a wrap.
I don't care what it's over.
Let's take a call. Caller, go ahead. Give us your name, where you're calling from, and what is your take on this?
Okay, is this me now?
Yes,
Yes,
Y'all
it's
asked
you
me to
now.
call in.
It is
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
Oh, is it Joe? Okay.
Okay, I'm the one I said I want to see if I can grow my afro back. I don't care if it's gray. I just want to see if I can grow my hair. But as far as with the women are concerned, I'd rather see her natural hair. I've been trying to do this online dating thing, and they'll show you a picture, and you're looking at the edges and all this. Is that really your hair? If I actually decide to get with you, I don't want to draw back a nose if I run my fingers through your hair. Or what if I want to take you to the beach and go swimming or something? Can you swim? Or you don't want to get in the water because it's going to mess your hair up?
too close to the weave.
But Average, your brother, why do you want hair?
I just want to see if I can grow it back. I've been, for the last 10 years or so, I've just been, cutting it off. I just want to see if it'll grow.
Have you tried? He said, okay, why don't you come out Sunday and let's see what your scab look like?
Okay. All right.
That'll be a start. Doris will do that scab analysis.
And I can tell you right then whether it's going to happen. Like one guy, we was at the KJLH Men's Forum, and this guy came up to my table and he said, "What can you do for me?" And I shared with him. He said, "I just bought $200 worth of product from some other vendor that was there." And I told him, I said, "I'm going to be just honest with you, sir. You have just donated $200. What you need to do now is go get you a lollipop." And he knew exactly what I was saying. And that's what Kojak did. That's what Kojak did. He's not going to get his hair back. But, he spent $200. He was excited about that. And he told me, he said, you just became my new best friend. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to try to sell you something that I know it's not going to work. Because once the follicle dies off, that's it. You cannot resurrect the dead. And that's a follicle hysterectomy. So come out Sunday, sir, so I can check you out, check out your scalp, and let you know whether or not
you're going to get that natural.
You can get
and if you can't get it, go buy it like everybody else doing, Paul. Shoot.
Like LeBron James.
Nah. If I have to buy hair, what's the point? Okay, especially if I want a woman with her natural hair, what I'm gonna look like if I got a weave?
That's true. So women, you better be careful when you running your hand through your man's hair because they got them weaves and all these other things sitting up there too. But you know what? It's interesting because really the reason I appreciate, Doris, what you do so much, because it ties into our economic empowerment. Because Black folks are spending too much energy, and they spend enough on products. But now we're spending too much money on hair.
Exactly. I mean, tons
hair,
of money.
cosmetic, and they're going crazy with the eyelash. And now they done went from the hair.
What is it with the eyelashes? I don't understand.
I don't know. What's up with that,
They're not going to, Dr. Milligan, in the future, and record this one, there will be no eyelashes naturally. It's taken out. And I shared that with stylists over 30 years ago. I was on the stage teaching, and I told them that bonding glue will end up causing a lot of hair loss. Fast forward, it's happening. The eyelashes are the same. They look like windshield wipers. But anyway, they putting this glue on their natural eyelashes. They're not going to, it's going to be the same thing. They're going to have to wear these eyelashes because they won't have their own. They won't have their own. I don't know.
Well, I tell you,
so much.
We have become part of the gross national product. We buying the hair, we making people rich with the product, and now we buying the booties. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord have mercy. Everybody making money off of Black folks.
Yeah.
It's sad. I was looking at some pictures the other day, Anyway, I think there's something else on the board.
Yeah, this is from Doris. It says, "Hi, Dr. Rosie and Keith." Oh, no, it's from Doris. This is from Karen. "Hi, Dr. Rosie, Keith, and Doris. Is it safe under any circumstances to dye hair? Also, does lye cause cancer?"
Well, that's what they're saying now. I know Cece, if she was on from the beginning, that has affected our scalp color. Yes. And there are colors out there who can cause reaction, which has the, can't get the word together, but anyway, there are colors out there that have diamine in it. And that's not the whole word, but that's part of it. and that has caused cancer. There are carcinogenic ingredients out there that is causing challenges to us. And hair loss. Remember, relaxers, color, and hot combs have caused us to have challenges in the top of our head. That has caused, the dermatologists have connected that to CCCA, which is hair loss.
Well, it's the hot, the heat. Does that is it because it's too hot that causes it to break on?
Yeah, what it is, it causes hydration, dehydration.
Okay.
And it's paraphenyldiamine. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay.
Look at your ingredients. Always look at the ingredients before you purchase. And Google has become the world university.
Yeah.
Google and find out what ingredients in products that is carcinogenic that you want to stay away from. I always tell people, get the henna from the earth. That, is safe if you're going to color. But look at your color. And I know there's companies, I'm not going to call any names, but that have that particular ingredient in it that causes an allergic reaction. And if you're in doubt, take it and put it in the pit of your arm or behind your ear. Put just how you're going to use it on your hair, and see if you have any allergic reaction. A 24-hour wait. Even if you go into the salon, there should be a PD test, predisposition test taken. Because if anything happens, you end up in court. That's the first thing the judge will say. Did you do the PD test? If you didn't do the PD test, you're in the wrong. So just test it if you're doing your own or you're going to the salon. But yes, that can cause hair loss.
Okay, I think we have something else on the board, Keith.
Okay. This is from Wendell, I do believe. I run from those bat-wing eyelashes. Any woman wearing those will never get an extended conversation, let alone a date with me. Those bat-wing lashes reflect mental illness. That's from Wendell.
Oh, wow. Now, Wendell, you really taking it way out there.
Now, that's a different one. Mental illness. I got to tell my best girlfriend is a psychologist. I got to tell her that.
When they walking out off with them what do you call them? Bat
wing. Yeah, they look like they look like dead butterflies when some of these women, like they have dead butterflies. They flutter around.
Doris, what's up with this? What make women think that's cute? That's what I want to know.
I have not a slightest idea. Like you said again, watching TV, going on Instagram, seeing all those girls, those models that have all that extra, they think they can do it too. I just look at them and shake my head. Why? It's not necessary. You're beautiful. You don't need all that added stuff. And then they're adding all these butts. Some of them are bigger than normal.
I have a friend that works that actually works the gate at Atlanta, in Atlanta's airport, right? And he sees them come through all the time from the Dominican Republic, and Brazil, coming through with the in wheelchairs because they can't they can't walk, after getting the butt implants or the butt injections.
Well, I heard one lady say to a woman that if you really want to get your job done, because the lady said she paid $10,000. She said, you gotta do better than that, honey, if you want the real thing. And I'm looking at her, so you guys spending that kind of money?
They're spending that kind of money, yeah. Because they're trying to persuade men to invest in them. So they're trying to fit a certain motif so they can go online and make money. And they're risking their lives. There's been videos of women that have almost lost limbs because of that, because they've had necrosis from botched surgeries or bacterial. Yeah.
Keith, I had a friend. She was a hairstylist. She lost her arms and she lost her legs, and she eventually lost her life behind butt implant. They did it with a silicone. They did it with silicone.
Oh,
She had
yeah.
bad infection.
Yes.
I went to visit her at the hospital. She had no arms. She had no legs.
Mm-hmm.
So I really just pity people who just can't accept what God did and just want to change. They think they know more than Him. So
I like the way you said that, Dora, who don't like what God did.
Mm-hmm.
People just too unsatisfied with themselves. I just hope and pray that we'll come to our senses and recognize the beauty that we have, and try to be beautiful on the inside. Let me say that again. Try to get beautiful from the inside out, and if from the inside, it will radiate to other people around you, and they'll fall in love with you. They'll like you because of that beauty that's coming out of you, not the beauty that's on you.
Yeah, they're dying for likes. They're dying for likes on Facebook and Instagram.
My goodness. Well, you guys, I'm telling you. Well, Sunday, anybody, now you guys need to spread the word. Now, this is free. Now, you would pay a whole lot of money to go get a scalp analysis. And Doris is so committed to what she's doing that she's going to come to my place of business. She's going to offer it for you free and to help you, because there are a lot of women really want it. They sick of the wigs and all this in the weave, but they don't know how to restore. That's what this is all about. You can restore your own hair. Nobody's saying you're going to come in here and it's going to grow down to your butt with where you're trying to get it. But we're saying that your hair will grow, that you can be comfortable and you can style it the way you want to. And that's happening, you guys. That's this Sunday. It's December 18th from 2 to 5 at Classic One Books and Herbs. That's 1425 West Manchester, Sweet Beach, just west of Normandy, in a little shopping strip next door to Burger King. Come and get your free scalp and hair analysis and learn how to restore your hair. Just learn how to be healthy, because if you can get healthy from the inside, a lot of time the hair is a reflection of what's going on in the inside, and reflection of the water, reflection of your stress. These women stressing out because they can't find a man, and then you go get the wig and still ain't got one, and then spend all your money. Come on, let us talk to you. It's time. Let's go into 2023 feeling good. It's like James Brown said, I feel good. That's how we want people to walk into, usher in 2023, being satisfied with who you are. Know who you are and be satisfied with who you are. That's why Doris is trying to take you. You guys, it's such a beautiful experience to just see her do this job and to hear her teach us. It just make you feel good. Make you feel like if you come in here with a wig, you want to snatch it off and put it in the trash can here and say no more. But like Doris said, a wig should be an option. Any way you do your hair should be an option. It shouldn't be just that you don't have any choice but to do this. And that's how a lot of women have got. When they home, I said, you walk around with that wig on at home? Well, yeah. Come on. Come on. You can't let your husband see your hair?
Don't want to get caught.
You go to bed with that wig on? Oh, my God. That ain't no freedom, man. Well, anyway, Doris, you want to have some final words, and we're going to sign off here. We're going to be looking to see everybody on Sunday with bells on.
Well, Dr. Milligan and Keith, I just love you guys, the movement that you're on, and this is a movement. This is not something it's a journey. It's not a destination. We got to have everybody on board. We got to put some of this money back into our own pockets, what we're spending, to try to make ourselves look beautiful, and we already are beautiful. We just got to start living in our truth. So on Sunday, and Dr. Milligan inviting you to her place, let's come out. It's free. It's not going to cost you anything to come, to be equipped with the information that will be needed to go to the next level. It is time for us to live our truth. You're beautiful.
That's right. And we're going to have we're going to have products there to show you what you can use. We're not just talking about it. We will show you what you can use and how to use it. And Keith, I think we have one more thing on the board before we sign off.
Okay. And this has come from Dr. J. Said, I guess those big eyelashes are a reflection of what's going on the inside, too.
I didn't get that, but now that's a joke I didn't get. Did you get it, Doris?
In other words, it's the ego. Yeah.
Yes, if you think those big eyelashes, I call them windshield wipers. If you think then yes, you will be wearing them, and extended ones. So, I don't know. I'm just going to stay craft with Dr. Milligan and keep that. We're going to eventually listen. We hear it, but you got to listen, and that's the difference. And there is a difference.
Well,
so I'll see you guys Sunday. Looking forward to meeting you.
And this show is going to re-air at 6 p.m. For those who didn't get a chance to listen, tell them to go to innerlightradio.com at 6 p.m. and they can listen all over again. Doris, I'm excited. Looking forward to seeing you again, and I appreciate you so much. And Keith, you gave me a little insight. But one thing I need to ask you, Keith, you told me that baldness is it low testosterone for men?
No, actually, testosterone in older men starts killing your follicles. That's called male pattern baldness. You also see it with bodybuilders that inject testosterone. Too much testosterone will kill your hair.
Is too much testosterone
too
make
much
the
testosterone will make your hair fall out. Yeah, you get male pattern
baldness.
Exactly.
That is DHT, and I'll talk about it on Sunday. It's dihydrotestosterone.
That's right. Right.
DHT.
Yeah.
We have the blockers. So I'll see you guys Sunday.
All right. See you Sunday. Thank you, Average Joe Brother, for joining us. We'll be looking to see you Sunday. Get on that phone and call all them other men. Tell them to get on our head. At least if they learn, then they can teach the women they with.
If you're going to play that online dating game, you're going to probably need to come out and deal with the hair. Okay? How you look matters now.
I'm going to start pulling these men hairs, see if that's that wig or what. If man come in here, I'm pulling his hair, okay?
Listen to your scalp.
Backing up.
Great one.
Okay, you guys have a great one.